Hey, what's up, everyone? Here's a little bit of an update on my lights. All right, I talked fast because I want to make this quick. It's easy to film, and 15 minutes later, I still have stuff to say and haven't gotten there. So let us begin. The metal halides are hooked up. I was having issues with them at first, and it was luckily there was someone in my Reef club on one of the forums that said, "Hey, I'll take a look at your fixture." The person's an electrician and a Reef hobbyist, so good deal. It turns out my metal halides weren't screwed in all the way. My fault. I've never had them before. I screwed them in, met resistance, stopped. They somewhat flickered on, and I thought maybe it was a bulb problem, a ballast problem. Um, Marine Depot's website mentions with your metal halides, they have a break-in period. They may flicker for the first couple days. They may turn on, then just turn off randomly. They may not even turn on, and that's normal. Uh, Other people told me that was pretty bad advice. It's a light bulb; it should turn on, quote unquote. You know, if you have some sort of short or something, you probably wouldn't want to keep the fixture plugged in, um, or perhaps burn your bulbs out prematurely. So that's what it was. The bulbs just need to be screwed in a little bit more. Um, I just didn't want to break the bulbs with my superior strength. And he had mentioned putting Vaseline on the rim of the light bulb, like on the metal part. So when you screw it in, it turns in a little bit easier. Um, that's one option, I guess. So I turned it on and I kept tripping my breaker. So I did the math, the 20 amp breakers, and I'm like, well, I think I'm at about like 9 or 10 amps approximately. There was a ballast issue, all this kind of stuff. And what it was, this house is maybe 6 years old. There's arc fault interrupters at the fuse box. And what the electrician told me is some of them, or at least the ones earlier on, would trip easily, and I would plug this fixture into a ground fault interrupter in my kitchen on an extension cord and it wouldn't trip. So what I did, I bought a new breaker, replaced it at the breaker box, and I've had no issues. Lighting wise, the T5s that I have, the purple one is pure actinic, and the other one is Actinic Plus. The lights are 1400K Hamilton single end. I didn't want to go with 10,000K, it might be too white. I didn't want to go with 20, it might be a little bit too blue. I like this lighting combo so far. It looks a little bit more white in person. On my phone, it looks a little bit more blue than it really is. But what's nice about this is, like the stylo, for instance, you can see the purple, you can see the blue. It's not drowned out. Like the Tang here, he looks very blue, looks very bright. This ACAN, the purples and blues pop out really well. And like this rock with the sponge, the blue really shines. It's nice. When I had the hydros, you add blue and everything else pops, the colors, except for blue and purple, those get drowned out. So, you have to sort of find what works for you, what your preference is. And I like this combo. The T5s I might experiment later. When the metal halides are off, it's just the T5s. It looks very like, I won't say aqua blue, but maybe a slight green. It reminds me of, if snorkeling probably at about like maybe 5 p.m. where the sun's kind of going down. It's not dark by any means. You go in the water and the light's just a little bit dim. You can see well, but just a greenish blue color. So I have the T5s turn on at 2 p.m. and go off at 2 a.m. I work third shift, so that works for me. The metal halides, one turns on at 3 p.m., the other turns on at 3:30 p.m., and they are running for about 3 to 3.5 hours now. and I'm going to slowly bump that up. If you have an idea on how you acclimate your corals to new lights, let me know. What I did also, I had this screen over here, like the fiberglass screen. I got for relatively cheap, 10 bucks for like a 10-foot roll or something like that at Home Depot. I cut 2 pieces to go over the top. It blocks some of the light out. However, these lights are hooked up to my Apex. If it hits 82 degrees, they turn off. And there's hysteresis or something like that. Basically, once they turn off, it'll wait 30 minutes before it turns back on, and I can adjust that time for however I want. The T5s, I think I wait 15 minutes before they turn on. So I added 2 of those. I had one at first, and I noticed maybe a little bit of bleaching with this orange Digi here. So I lowered him and added a second light cover. And I also lowered the light, you know, it was 12 inches, now it's about maybe 9 or so, and the tank's really lit up really well since I've just lowered it a little bit. So it's something you have to play with. But having those light covers on, yes, it is a way to acclimate things, but it covers some of the holes and you don't get that evaporation factor, so the tank heats up a little bit faster. And so what I'm going to do tonight is I took those off. I'm just going to cut pieces of the screen and cover specific areas, maybe up top. Maybe like this Monty up here or something. Maybe the acros. We'll see, but I'm just going to like monitor everything and make sure I'm not bleaching things out. Or, you know, maybe I'll just run it without for 3 hours, a week later at 3.5, the next week another half hour until I'm up to whatever time I want to be at. So what can I say about these lights? I'm very pleased with them. I'm impressed with the polyp extension, of course. Mind you, I had the hydras at first. There was a lot of dark spaces in back. Now everything's lit up. Like this I believe this is a Bacillopora. That's what someone told me when I bought it. Okay, and there goes lights. So I guess that's it for the video. So obviously the water temperature is at 82 degrees. Everything's turned off for now. So I'll do a part 2 in a little bit. I'll post this, and my next step is getting the screen, cutting it to small sizes to maybe block or cut down light in certain areas, maybe to the corals up top. And I need to get a fan for the top that clips on and, you know, provide some cooling. It's February in San Antonio down here. Yeah, it was 80 degrees today, but none of the stores have fans. They have large box fans, but no clip-on fan. You know, I can order one from Bulford Supply or Amazon, I suppose, you know, but if I could buy one locally, all the better. And so that's it on the update for now, and just wait for the next one. All right, thanks for watching.